Hello everybody and welcome to Good Night Sri Lanka, and we're back on the show. Andy and I are back on the show.
We don't know about Christian. Now he's taking a break. He was there last week.
Yeah.
We were not there, and now it's the other way around.
It's crazy. I mean, we haven't been a trio for the last almost 1 month.
Yeah.
Or
Now
3
that has to
weeks.
change immediately. Christian, we're waiting for you.
It's unfortunately Christian is not on the show today. He gave us a call about just 15 minutes before the start of the show. Very professional of you, Christian. And unfortunately, his vehicle car battery is dead. So that indicates the fact that he hasn't taken the vehicle out the entire day today. Right?
Yes, as if you would have known.
Pretty much,
yes.
Right? So when he decided to sort of come out from the wilderness, unfortunately his vehicle battery is dead. But Andy and I are here on the show, the two individuals who were not on the show last week, right? Everybody's ghosted us, and we are on the show, and so here we are, all set for Good Night Sri Lanka, the same amount of fun, and it's been such a long time.
I know.
We don't even know how to start the show.
How did we start it, guys? I don't remember.
We have no idea.
I woke up in the morning and I'm like, Shaq, is the show on the same time? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
No problem, I'll be there.
Yeah, so we're back and all set to go. It's been a great couple of weeks off. As a matter of fact, Andy and I took 1 extra week off. I was sick, decided to fall sick on the day of the show last week. It was terrible. It was really bad. I think it was the flu.
You hope it's a flu?
No, I didn't. No fever, no cough, no cold, nothing of that sort. I just had some severe body pains.
Ooh.
Oh, it was like really bad.
So no fever?
Fever, nothing of that sort. And I would have just basically chilled and ridden the whole thing, but unfortunately we had a couple of shoots coming up, so I had to get that sorted out. So I'm not someone who actually runs to the doctor on the first day itself.
So you wait for the 4th, and if your toe falls off, take the toe and run to the hospital.
I don't wait for the 4th, Andy. I wait for the 3rd.
Third.
At least the 3rd. But I think that was a very smart move that I actually went to the doctor the day itself. Last Thursday itself, I went to the doctor's. And thankfully from Friday it has actually turned out to be quite good. But the Sri Lankan thing is, right, it doesn't matter at which point you talk about it, and just in case that you do say that you're down with the flu, you talk to anybody, said I'm down with the flu.
Matat hedunane.
And the best thing is, there's a really bad
flu going on, no?
That's like, yes, we all know that. Every time of the year.
That is why we are getting the flu. Yeah, but it's like either I also got it. How was your body pains? Why was crippling? The left toe fell, the other one fell, couldn't get off the bed, crawled to the washroom. That is number 1. Number 2 is, everywhere there is a flu. Yes, dear, we are suffering with it.
that is to indicate that you're not special. Okay?
You are not the only one.
Yeah.
We're all suffering.
Don't make a big deal out of this. Right, you're not the only one. The moment you say, no, I have a severe bad flu. There's a bad flu going on. Okay, thanks for making it special.
So after that, there's really nothing else to say. I drank the kottamalli and we kind of, winged it out. What else to say after that?
But yes, there is a pretty bad flu going around. Just want to let you know, there's a pretty bad flu going around, and this chikungunya situation is not doing all that well. Dengue is also unfortunately on the rise along with chikungunya.
Rains are up and about now again because it's Vesak is just around the corner. So all of that, Dansals, Vesak, all fun things around the corner. With that comes torrents of rain, so be careful, guys.
It's going to be crazy because the month of May always basically the monsoon sets in for the western part of Sri Lanka, and I think we've already started feeling it. But again, one day it's just sweltering heat, the next day it's raining, then it's heat again, then it's raining. It's like, God.
And I think that's why the fever also comes, because the body is also trying to adjust.
It's like, what the hell's going on, man?
Wait a minute. Wake up and it's pouring rain.
It's terrible. It really is. But anyway, how was your week, Andy? How was your 2 weeks?
Where 1 week was quite hectic and quite heavy emotionally.
Right.
But other than that, work is good. Everything is pretty lulled, and I'm so happy that we had a holiday yesterday and had a nice sleep. Worked out a bit.
Oh, nice.
You know, working out and all. Don't you know these things are still happening?
How is the working out session
going? My God. he's saying, come on, Andy, tapodda. I'm like, you can shout that my legs are not working, child. but I do feel much better, and I think I've lost about 1 kilo. Not sure still though from where. I will take the kilo.
But the good thing is you've gone up from 500 grams to 1 kilo.
Yes, that means slow progress.
No, the thing is, it's progress.
It's progress. But it's slow.
Right, that's good. All right. Anyway, so what else did you actually do? So the hour of the week, we obviously haven't seen each other for the last 3 weeks or so, right? What did you do for the hour of the week?
We worked.
You worked?
We worked. There was no leave. We worked for the hour of the week, but we worked from home.
Okay.
So the usual, the Cavillies, and kind of visited friends who do have Aurudu, which was very good, but it was work from home, so it is a bit more chilled than usual, so which is not too bad.
It's been about 2 weeks since we were done and dusted with Aurudu, but now is the time that lots of the corporates are actually having the Aurudu festivals.
Yes.
This is the time.
Sunday you see in our office, one set of staff are wearing sarang. Next day another set of staff are wearing sarang. I'm like, okay.
You guys don't do it all together?
No, so they do it separately as well.
Oh, right.
So sometimes we do it together.
So the night staff and the morning staff.
Morning, night. So suddenly you see different sets of staff wearing sarang and walking around and all of that. So it's good fun, I think.
All right. Okay. Good. What else happened? I actually took the opportunity during the Aurudu holiday when absolutely nothing happened. Right. Something that I've been postponing for the last 10 years. Right?
10 years?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Almost 10, 10 years, almost 10 years. I've been postponing and I thought, okay, fine, I'm going to do it. I'm going to basically get a hold of this. And I binge watched Game of Thrones.
No! You are so late to the party!
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
But pretty good, right?
But it was good. It was good, Andy. I really liked it. I loved it. Loved the first season, second, third, fourth. Come the 5th season.
Isn't there like a lull by the 4th?
Yeah, by the end of the 4th, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
By the 5th, everybody gets killed off.
Yeah, and who is alive? Who?
Yeah, and then unfortunately, I haven't finished it though.
Not yet.
No, because by the 5th season,
I'm a
little bored.
It has a bit of a bold and the beautiful vibe also.
Yeah.
You know, like suddenly you don't know who is with whom. You're like, where's that family tree of mine, which we need to check who's who. So it kind of has a bold and the beautiful vibe also, I suppose.
And a different, and like in a parallel universe, like about 5 different stories are going on.
Yeah. You have to be on it, otherwise you will lose track of it.
But I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first 4.5, maybe 4.5 to 5 seasons.
We'll give it 5.
Yeah.
4.5 sounds a bit.
And this is serious binge watching there, by the way. So because about a week.
My goodness.
About a week. There's absolutely nothing happening.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing happening during that hour of the week, right?
Yeah, everyone's out of Colombo
and I thought, okay, this is a great opportunity to do it. But now, it was a point that I actually wanted to I look forward to watching it also. But then come season 5, I'm like,
No, but now to finish it otherwise.
Really?
Finish it. Finish what you started, I think.
Yeah, okay. So I suppose
what is this?
try and actually finish it. And everyone's talking about season 7, right? Everyone was so gung-ho about season 7. So it's great and oh my God.
You have to get through to 5 to go to 7. No, you go through 5 and 6 to talk about 7. Let's go through 5 and 6 first.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm almost done with 5. I mean, I haven't watched it for the last week though. I haven't watched it for the last week.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right? It's like a bit too much. It's a bit too much. But
let's see. One more to get to 7. So
get a hold of that one. What else actually happened? What are the good movies you watched? What are the books that you read?
Okay, so I am reading right now the book called The Let Them Theory.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. Basically, very simply put, let people act however they want. You be you and you do what's right for you. Which is pretty cool.
It's a way to go forward.
Which is anyway the way to go. I knew this. But then at the Borota Podda Kiyavano, I think, to get myself updated. But it's a pretty good book to read. So these days I'm reading that book. No fantasy books that I'm reading at the moment, but I'm going to buy a few more.
Okay. You're a massive bookworm, aren't you?
Yes. Not a movie buff though.
Yeah. What happens to all the books that you do read then? What do you do with them?
They are with me.
Really?
I have a big book cupboard.
Yeah, it's
They're
called
with
a
me.
library.
It's literally a cupboard. Cupboard of books.
Okay.
Library is the password.
Right, okay.
And
Oh,
how that?
how that?
My
how
God.
that.
Thank you,
My
Aman,
God,
for that.
yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
Yes.
So-
Ladies and gentlemen, that was your smart comment of the show. 1,000 books is called a library.
Yes, that means mage එක cupboard එකක්.
Yeah.
It's a cupboard. It's
Right.
a cupboard which I keep my books in. So maybe once a year, I do a review of all the books and see some books that I can give away. I do give away to certain ardent readers as well. And I
Right,
kind of do
okay.
that, and
Sure,
then I bring
nice.
in more. It's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Anyway, so lots to do on the show today, and we'll have a fantastic guest that we're actually going to be talking about. A guest that is from a band that we all grew up, as a matter of fact, listening to, or they've been part of the introductory stage of music in Sri Lanka. So we're going to be talking to them. And we're going to give you more details on that one. Oh, something really cool happened to me though. This was, I think maybe about a week ago. A week, yeah, just about a week and a half ago. I was on my way back home in the car, and
Okay.
then I got a call from home saying that I need to pick up some stuff from the supermarket. And usually what happens is one item ends up becoming about 15 items.
Of course,
I
of course.
hate that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't...
List becomes longer.
No, they don't seem to realize that when you do actually say that you want something, that you stop at a certain point. But even after you get to the supermarket, it keeps buzzing.
Yeah,
the phone is,
Because the
buzzing.
list is getting longer.
It's getting longer and longer and longer. That's really infuriating. It really annoys me, right? So I said, okay, fine. So this was like about 11:30 in the morning or something like that. Went to the supermarket, went to Cargill's, Fruit City, and got a hold of everything that's needed to be got, and went to the counter.
Right.
Yeah, peacefully, basically keeping the stuff on the counter and all that stuff. And I also taking a quick look at the numbers going up.
The
Yeah,
bill.
the bill is going up. So every 500 rupees, I'm like, right.
Will this card decline?
Will it decline?
Will it?
Which card should I be using today? Right?
Or take 4 to say, here, use all 3 or 4.
And finally, obviously, it came up to a certain point, and I think came up to close to about 10,700 rupees or whatever. And then the cashier, of course, she basically is typing, and then the final item, she bills the final item, and something pops up on the screen.
Right.
And she goes, I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong? Like, something happened here, right? I mean, that gasp was quite loud.
Right.
She just looked at the screen, right?
Oh, right.
I'm like, I'm also trying to look at the screen and say, what did I buy something that I'm not supposed to buy, right? And then she, obviously, they have their little bells, no?
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding. I'm like, oh my God,
What
did I
did you do?
now?
What
did
did
I
you do?
Right? And then, Miss. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Right?
To the supervisor, I
The
suppose.
supervisor.
Yeah.
And the supervisor comes, and then she basically takes a look at the bill, and then the cashier moves out.
Right.
Now the cashier is moving out.
Right.
I'm like, something's not right here. And
So you're not paid yet?
Nothing. No, the cashier's gasp, and then the bell, and all this nonsense going on there, and then basically the manageress takes a look at these things. Sir, no, then mehemai. Okay, then අපිට මේ අවුරුදු ප්‍රොමෝෂන් එකක් තියෙනවානේ.
Right.
I said, හරි. දැන් අවුරුදු ප්‍රොමෝෂන් එක සර්ගේ මේ බිල් එක ගෙවලා තියෙන්නේ. කවුද ගෙවලා තියෙන්නේ? කවුද ගෙවලා තියෙන්නේ?
Who is my Santa Claus?
නෑ sir. අපි ගෙවලා තියෙනවා. I said, what do you mean?
That's amazing.
So bill එක wipe out කරලා දෙනවා. I said, what?
Keep it.
I said, what? Really? Then මට ගෙවන්න ඕනේ? නෑ ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. I said, this is the first time in my
I have
life.
heard also, first
Right?
time.
This is the first, because thing is this, right? Supermarkets all the time have these bill wipeouts, right? I've never come across anybody who's actually managed to won it or managed to get it or whatever. All of us think this is just a whole little basic marketing gimmick. Nothing is going to happen. No one's going to want it, right? First time in my life that I have actually got something like this.
You should quickly pack the things and run before they change their mind.
But the most, and I was so happy, right, The first time also I'm so happy that the items got piled up.
Yeah, just imagine with two things
You would have felt really
yeah,
bad.
I know.
Though, at that
No,
point.
come on, Emma, make give a land. It's okay. You take my money. Just two things. Yeah.
The 1,500 wipe out. What? Mama, 1,500. Then what?
Yeah. So it's good. So 10K is a sweet deal.
10K. Wiped
deal,
out
sweet
10K
deal.
was a fantastic
My
deal.
goodness. And how the gospel on.
Mate, it's as if I think that's the first time that she has actually been at the counter. So,
Or she would have thought system glitch. Miss,
yeah, but props to Cargill's Food City, right? The first time in my life I've actually got my bill wiped out. Didn't even know that they had this hour of the promotion going on.
So thank you for that.
Thank you very much for that. And I'm so happy that I got almost 10,500 rupees wiped out. It was a fabulous feeling. It really is. And that just goes to prove that it works.
It works. Unexpected, but works.
It works. It completely works. And yes, so thank you very much. That was the highlight of my out of the sessions, I suppose.
Well, lucky you.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all. Not bad.
And do you remember there was a time that they had, many years ago, they had these airport draws.
Yes.
Where they were giving away BMW vehicles. And at that time, it was a 3 Series that they were actually giving out.
That was also a sweet deal.
Yeah, because 3 Series was like the most, the newest car at that point. I know a family who's actually won it twice.
Twice?
I can't believe, that is some rotten luck.
Twice?
There's some crazy luck
What
there.
would they do with, I know what they will do with the 2 cars, but still.
Yeah, I think they definitely sold.
Would have definitely sold
but
one.
Yeah, it's just.
That is luck.
That is some luck.
That is just.
That is some luck.
And some other poor chap is like, my chance. Twice got to one family.
And you have also on radio, you have these serial winners, right? Individuals who basically have won almost every single gift that's available, right? The names basically come up. And it came to a point that these names are popping up all the time.
The same
names are popping up all the time.
Yeah.
And radio stations, then what they did was they had a database. They kept a database
of who the winners are.
Of the serial winners, right? 15 names. If these names pop up, don't give.
Don't give, then you give the next
person.
Lot, yeah.
So yeah.
But those days, it was like a thing, right? So when you go to school and all, my goodness, you win something from a radio station. You're like all dressed up to go on Saturday to go and get a parcel from the radio station.
Yeah.
I remember I won Clear face products, a cream and I think a face wash. I think Gnsl or somewhere, I don't remember at the time, but my goodness gracious, went and took and signed a book and it was good fun.
It's a big deal.
For tiny, like 2 little bottles, but when you are 16, those bottles are fantastic.
And even at that time, the reason why it's so exciting is because at that time, the only way you can actually communicate with the radio station is through the phone.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Through a normal landline.
Yeah.
No mobiles or anything available at that point.
That's
and
true.
It's not like today where you just drop a message and you wait, you hope and pray that you win.
No, this is you call.
You're hanging on because half the time you can't get through.
Yeah, you have to call, you have to be like the 5th or 7th caller and you have to... it was just fun.
It was fun.
And those are landlines also, no?
And
then gets scolded from the mother, my phone bill, keep the phone, you're not winning that. No, I might. And I think the most fun I had was putting requests out. The song requests to put, and then you to call the other fellow, hey, can you listen to that song? It will come out now, anytime now. This is the radio, darling. The song is going to be playing. So he's also now listening. And then again, we'll call for the answer. Harry, I heard your song. It was great. Thanks. Those are the small things that when we were in love in the wee days, the boy had to go through.
Yeah. And the other one, of course, is when the song basically comes around, everybody's, this is a classic case, everyone is waiting next to the radio with the record button pressed and the pause button pressed, ensuring the fact that the moment the name and the pause, they have to record it. Proof has to be there.
That is so true. But I used to record all like songs and I used to write in the book. So record, play back word by word right in a book. Because I mean that's how you should to have song books, right? To record and then keep the song, and then half sometimes when you go back on those books, half the words are wrong. So it's like I mean some words are just I used to have the book until very recently. I'm like, this is not that word. This is not that word anymore.
Yeah.
Like some
lyrics.
Plenty, had a book full.
Lots of good stuff. Yeah. This is Good Night Sri Lanka, and here we are right here on another Friday night. And a big thank you to everybody who's actually been with us, everybody who's actually followed us. A big thank you to Sanori and Azlan who sat in on the show for the both of us last week. And because of the fact that the both of us weren't here, Christian was here. Today Christian has ghosted us. And said,
now the both of us are
now
here.
The both of us are here. So yeah, let's see. All right then, we've got a few things that we need to do. We got a guest that's actually coming up on the show. Right now it's time for us to move into last week. What happened in Sri Lanka last week? Let's find out. Okay then, talking about stuff that happened last week in Sri Lanka, what do we have? Let's find out. The first one, Australia's ruling party to hike student visa again in pre-election pledge.
Doesn't look great for people like us.
Yeah, this
like
is a big story, and the thing is this, Australia is also a favorite as far as students are concerned.
Yes.
The moment you're done with your school, uni-wise, lots of people obviously end up going to Australia. Even at that point it was actually very, very expensive, and I think they've sort of increased the student visa by $2,000. They're planning on increasing the student visa by $2,000, and that's going to be happening in the next 4 years or so. So that is the plan as far as Australia is concerned. This, of course, they're planning on generating a fair amount of money, which they already do. Education is big business around the world.
Yeah.
Around the world. So they're obviously looking at generating a fair amount of money to increase the student visas if you're heading over to Australia. Rightio. What else do we actually have on the show? New animals to arrive at the Gnsl Zoo under the exchange program.
I read this. I took a little time and read this. This is like a barter system. I'm giving you a tortoise, you give me a cat. What's happening here, people? What are they trying to strengthen? They were trying to strengthen something.
Okay, so they're receiving animals including giraffes, zebras, anacondas, right, and ducks under an exchange program.
And we are giving...
Right. And we are giving monkeys, right?
We have plenty of those.
Hippos, right? And fishing cats.
That's the one. Fishing cat.
Fishing
That's
cats.
what I remember.
To participate in countries.
So that's what we are giving. So barter system is what's happening. I will give you a hippopotamus.
I will give you a hippopotamus and raise 2 monkeys.
Monkeys, of course, we can give you all in truckloads.
Yeah.
No problem.
Especially around the Paradar area.
Now, never to have electricity problems again, because now we are giving away another fellows.
Yes,
so it's an interesting. I suppose it's required. I suppose it's a requirement of sorts. But it's an interesting piece of news.
Talking about the Gnsl Zoo, when was the last time you actually went to the zoo?
I don't know. I really don't know. Probably when I was in school.
Really?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really remember.
I can't. I know for a fact that I have not taken my daughter to the zoo. And she's 12.
So then easily 12 years.
12
minimum.
12 plus years for sure. I think I've taken the boys when they were like about maybe 8 or 9 or something like that.
The boys are big.
Big. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, those days the zoo was the place. Every Sunday over to the zoo.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, at least once in 2 months or 3 months, our parents used to take us to the zoo and ensure the fact that it's actually done on a Sunday, right? And the highlight of the trip to the zoo was the elephant dance.
Yeah.
Right? There was the elephant dance.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
See, what happens to basically individuals who go to the zoo those days, they used to go early morning.
Yes.
They
make a day out of
it.
The entire
day, right? So they start about 9 o'clock in the morning. and then they follow the numbers.
Yeah,
the arrows, right? Go through the aquarium.
Yeah, and then the snakes and reptiles and the whole
exactly
the
right?
whole thing.
All
Yeah,
the whole gamut there.
But there's still many people that go there.
Of
when you
course.
pass that way, it's always packed.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is always packed, and Sundays for sure.
Yeah.
And then then everybody sort of gets everything done. You're always done by the time 4:30. You all make it to the area where the elephants come to dance.
Yes.
And do the little rigmarole there, right? And 5:30, 5:45.
Done, finished. But that's a whole day.
That's the seal show. Yeah. The seal. Yeah.
The Hamad has gone recently.
Yeah. When did you go to the zoo the last Hamad? Last year.
On a date.
Okay.
Really? He took the girl
Was that
on
a date?
To the zoo.
A date to the zoo.
That I agree.
Museum
is okay. It's okay. Why zoo, che?
Was it an animal museum? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
How is the girl still around? I have questions about that girl now.
Yeah.
Sha, she would have been like, wow. Yes. Wow, come on, Hamad.
Yeah, but that's also another place for
couples to go and
basically chill, no? Right, walk around,
check out a snake.
Check out a snake or two, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's
eat some acharu.
Dahiwala Zoo. So we really haven't been there in the last, I think, at least about.
I feel like going now.
20 years
when the new
now.
animals come.
Yeah, well, got to see exactly how things are in terms of what the zoo is and how it's actually being kept.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the most important thing. But anyway, what else do we actually have on the show, Hamad? Let's go. Next one. Importers deny drop in vehicle sales. 75% of imports already sold. Yeah, this is a story that's actually going around because obviously it was beginning of February that they opened, they allowed imports restrictions.
Where they got that one vehicle.
That one vehicle, waiting for that one vehicle. Yeah, so, but it's still happening, but obviously the vehicle prices are ridiculously high. I think lots of people have decided to take this wait and see attitude.
But how long to wait?
No, because lots of people at that time were not really too sure about the taxes, the add-on taxes and all that stuff that were basically going to be added on. But now it's about 3 or 4 months now. I think they got a fair idea as to what your final price will most probably be if you do decide to actually import vehicles. So, yeah, 75% of imported vehicles have already been sold according to traders since imports obviously resumed. Okay.
Recently I saw BYD.
BYD
is a Chinese.
Yes.
Beautiful.
From
far away.
Oh my
I saw
God,
it from far.
Right.
And I thought it was like a Porsche. I mean, it looked so gorgeous, right? And came close and I'm like, wait, I don't know that slogan, like
right.
or that logo or whatever. And then obviously I was told
right.
in fair length as to what it was.
Right.
I'm like, great, okay. Super looking vehicle.
It really
and
is.
In the middle of the screen, there's like a massive, like a big screen that you can see. And I'm like, I was peeping in and I'm like, I smiled at the driver because I'm like, what is in that vehicle? What is in that dashboard? Because it would look really beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's the pattern. And I've seen about 3 vehicles, like 1 car and 2 jeeps. Beautiful looking jeeps.
They look really well. They look really
I think
nice.
electric, right?
Electric vehicles.
Yes.
BYD is actually giving Tesla a good run for its money.
I think by design and everything, they're giving a lot of people a run for their money.
Yeah, it is. And it actually looks really, really nice. And that's a vehicle that obviously lots of people have sort of eyed to get a hold of because it's an electric vehicle. Don't have to be utilizing fuel consumptions and all that stuff.
Yeah. And beautifully designed, very chic.
Yeah. And it's becoming very popular around the world.
Oh, really?
It's becoming extremely popular around the world. And so glad that BYD is actually in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And I give it another maybe a year and a half. You'll see far more BYD vehicles on the streets.
Must be. It looks beautiful. I mean, if it's as good as it is, then why not?
Yeah, why not? It's great. It's a fabulous vehicle, as a matter of fact. Next one on the show. What do we have? State Vesak Festival to be held in Nuwara Eliya.
Ooh.
I think this is a great idea. Basically, divert everybody from Colombo to Nuwara Eliya. But no,
it might happen. What happened in Kandy? where they just couldn't get into the city.
That's the thing. But the thing is with Noor earlier, I suppose, I don't know if Noor is actually capable of holding that amount of
many people?
It's a state-run Vesak festival that's going to be happening, but that doesn't mean that the pandals and the Vesak areas are not going to be there in Colombo.
But in the Navamma stretch, the usual stretch will be there for sure.
And the thing is this, right? Especially during Vesak, it's a trip for everybody living out of Colombo to make the trip to Sri Lanka, to Colombo.
Yeah.
It's just to Vesak Balan Nana, right? And it's a done thing, you know. And the number of kids or number of boys who decide to cycle, is ridiculous.
Yes, but it's good fun.
It's good fun.
Yeah.
It is good fun. I remember when I used to go to work in the morning at about 6 o'clock in the morning. Is the time that I see all these cyclists, these boys actually all basically heading back out of Colombo at that point, because they rode all over Colombo, right? And they're heading back. But it's fun. Obviously, again, Colombo is going to be all decked up, and it's one good thing, of course, about Vesak is the fact that it completely transforms the city.
It's beautiful.
It is absolutely
I love the
beautiful.
festival.
The lanterns that actually come out, the lights that come out, the torang all over the different places.
And you have to see Vesak when it's raining, because you have to go watch Vesak when it's raining.
Yes, that's
Vesak balananu vesti thamai.
Yeah, exactly. And the traffic.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dananja
yana traffic.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah. I think that's a fun thing.
Yeah, I still remember where I a few years ago, decided to actually go out to buy a loaf of bread.
I think you told this story.
I went to buy a loaf of bread in the height of Vesak.
You also, why couldn't you make something at home?
I never expected that it's going to be so bad. So bad. Went out for dinner. A loaf of bread for dinner. I was on the road for about 3 hours. Right? I finally got back home. I had the loaf of bread in the car. Right? Because I was just packed, man. And I was thinking to myself, I just went to get a loaf of bread. For 3 hours.
Oh my God.
I was stuck in traffic.
So bad.
Yeah, but I vowed to myself.
Where you're situated as well, so everything. I mean, that's kind of like the main junk as well.
Terrible.
Right?
Yeah, it's terrible. And of course, the May Day rallies basically that happened yesterday. There was a massive crowd.
Huge
at
one
the
in
Golf-Face.
Nugegoda and Golf-Face.
Yeah.
There's one in Nugegoda, and I think on the stretch towards Havelock Kosa I saw one.
Yeah, but the big one was at Golf-Face.
The whole green.
Yeah. Huh?
The whole Golf-Face green.
The whole Golf-Face. The entire Golf-Face green turned red. Right? So it was, like a great number of people that actually were there for the government's May Day rally, which was actually at the Golf-Face green. Everything happens in that area. Everything happens in that area.
In that
center. The Prime Minister of India also came around that area.
Yeah.
So many things basically happen. All right, next one. What do we have? Notice for those planning Vesak Gnsls.
Don't you have to register your dansa?
Yeah.
Now, if I take an ice cream tub and go and stand in top of my lane and give ice cream cones, also I have to register.
No, you don't. I don't think you have to register for that because it's not a Gnsl, no.
Why, I'm giving free dansa.
Yeah, but you're on the side of the road, no. You're not. You haven't. I don't think you have actually put up a structure where people will stand in line.
I can put a small structure.
Really?
People can stand in line and eat the ice cream that I give.
Yeah.
Do I have to register that then?
I think you might have to. You have a plan?
No. However,
if I don't have a plan.
I don't have a plan. But
Why
if I had a plan,
you ask that then?
No, but if I had a plan, can't I do that?
Yeah, I think something that you might have to basically check with the PHIs.
Oh yes, we will check that. If I take a tub of ice cream, I go and stand with a cone.
But it's a lot of fun again. During Vesak, Gnsl is so much fun. So much.
You have to stand in that line and eat that ice cream.
You must,
oh
the
my
ice cream.
God.
Yeah, but then you have to stand. Also, you have to stand in that line and have the rice.
That rice.
The rice Gnsl. What are the
Mayokas? There's Unu Pol Roti and Lunu Miris.
Oh,
He's the one that happens in Thalawathagoda.
Really?
That line pole roti kahala naha, okay? But apparently it's amazing because you stand, it's a whole fun of the thing, right?
No, it is. And then the dansals, the different type, noodles dansal තියෙනවා, ice cream dansal තියෙනවා.
Ice cream is the easiest one to get.
Yeah.
Because you can go and pick it up and
then you have sandwiches, pull sample
Hey,
sandwiches. Sao, yeah, that's right.
Candle, some weird
and
leaf candle.
And then of course they force drinks also down.
Yeah, take it. You will take it. And they will jump on the car. No, you will take it now. You're like, okay, I will take the drink. But good fun.
It's good fun. It's honestly good fun. There's so much fun that actually happens during Vesak. There is traffic. There is food to eat.
Yeah, free food.
Things to do, right? There are pandols to basically study.
It's a whole experience.
Yeah, for sure. And then this time it's actually falling on a long weekend, Monday and Tuesday.
Really?
Yes. At the 12th and 13th, I think, is Vesak, and which is Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
So basically Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
So for Hong Kong, they celebrate Lord Buddha's birth on the 5th of May.
Oh.
So we had the 1st of May, obviously Labor Day, we celebrated. So second, I took a leave.
Oh, sure.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday was a leave.
Oh, not
because
bad.
Lord Buddha's birthday. We are back at work only on the 6th.
Strategically, you took the second off.
Of course. එහෙම තමයි දැන්.
Yeah.
Bosses ලානේ දන්නේ.
So yeah, Vesak, looking forward to the Vesak Dansals. That's going to be taking place in the next couple of weeks or so. What else do we have on the show? Which finger gets marked when voting this election? Do you even know that there's an election next week?
Actually, did you get the card?
I did.
I didn't get the card.
Really?
Yes, that's my mother. Here we are voting, no this. Why we voting? Where's the card? Oh, didn't get no.
Oh, really?
Didn't get, yeah.
So I suppose you can actually go to
I
the
think with
booth
the ID, I think.
with the ID
can, yeah.
and.
But it's a really quiet election.
Yeah, because it's a provincial council election, right? It's sorry. It's a local council election.
Yes, not provincial council.
It's a local council elections, which is actually happening on Tuesday, and we basically have the elections that's taking place. All these individuals who end up winning are going to be basically the mayors of the local councils. That's what we're looking at, and it is your left little finger. It's your left little finger that is going to basically take the ink for the elections.
Other was right. I don't remember.
It was always left.
Oh, we left now.
It was always left.
Okay.
It was always left. So
all right.
that's the story. No AC, no ventilation. IRD officials are protesting.
I don't know.
That is your tax money at work.
Yeah. Pawan gahan. Tax collect ekka pawan gahan.
It's supposed to be pretty bad. For the last 1.5 years, they have been complaining, the IRD officials.
That they don't have any, for the past 1.5 years?
For 1.5 years, that they basically are going through very trying times. In the Indian Revenue Department. Some of them unfortunately have also collapsed due to...
Whilst filing our taxes?
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes, so,
lucky people who ever get that tax form. That file hasn't gone through well.
So that's another story that basically was making the rounds in Lanka last week. Okay, next one. Public urge not to panic over fake heat alert.
Who?
Did you get that?
I didn't get it. You got it?
I got it.
Oh
I got it.
Shaq, really?
Yes, I got it. I will read it to you. I got it because clearly it is my mother-in-law who sends these.
She's very updated.
No, not updated. She basically she graduated from the University of WhatsApp.
Right.
So anything that comes from the University of WhatsApp is believed.
Right.
So where is this? And it was very high. Very funny though. Okay. High alert has been issued, okay? From the 29th of April to the 12th of May, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., no person should go out under the open sky because the Met Department has supposedly said the temperature will go up to 45 degrees Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius. By the way, this is all BS. I'm just reading it out. It's all BS, okay? Right? If any person feels suffocated or suddenly falls ill, then immediately consult a doctor. Keep the door open inside the room so there is ventilation. Reduce the use of mobile so there is a possibility of the mobile bursting. Please be careful and inform people. Use cold drinks like curd, buttermilk, wood apple juice as much as possible. Right? Right?
Curd, very specific. Curd, buttermilk and wood apple.
This is
දැන් හොයන්නකො තුනෙන් එකක්.
BS, all BS. Due to the suffocating atmosphere in most areas,
Suffocating.
between 47 to 55 degrees Celsius, it will never happen to 47 to 55 degrees. This is not an oven, right? It will never happen. Okay?
I understand it's set in the UAE or something like that.
Yeah.
But this is like.
So, and these items should be removed from cars. Gas materials like lighters,
No.
carbonated beverages, generally perfumes and appliances, appliance batteries. Car window should be slightly open. Do not fill the fuel tank of the car completely. BS! BS! Right? BS. Fuel the car in the evening.
Right, okay.
Avoid traveling by car in the morning.
Then how you walk it?
Do not overinflate the car tires, especially during the journey. Okay, guys, listen.
God.
Now, this is this fake
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
but see how
that's actually,
specific that fake news has gone into.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that lots of people fall for things like this. But this is the time that everybody out there, I'm sure most of us have actually gone to school up to a certain level. No, we have to use our common sense, right? These things, you have to use our common sense. And the most important thing is ensure the fact that you don't forward these messages.
Yeah, to everyone.
To everyone, right?
And who in the right mind would falsify a weather report, Tani?
This is just to create
I mean,
havoc.
seriously?
It's unwanted, just create havoc because
I mean, it should have been a dead giveaway when they said eat cooling things like curd, wood apple, and what something, butterscotch or something. I don't know.
Buttermilk.
All right.
All right, so that's the story. That's about it as far as Lanka last week is concerned. It's time for us to actually cross over. We've got a very special interview on the show with us, and we're going to be talking to individuals who have been a hallmark as far as music is actually concerned in Sri Lanka. It's time for us to cross over and speak to the guys from Rattlesnake on the show with us. Hi everybody, hi Dananja, hi Thilak, how are you?
Hi, how's it going?
Okay, let me just see, can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, great, right, no problem. We can basically hear you guys also. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, and it's an absolute privilege to basically get a hold of a legendary band like Rattlesnake on the show with us. So now, just talk us through the whole formation. Thilak, I know you've been part of that. You basically kick-started the whole Rattlesnake euphoria. I think back in, early 80s, 1979, 1980?
No, early 71.
1971?
Something. Yeah, somewhere there.
Wow. Okay. What was the reason to actually put together a band like Rattlesnake back in the 70s?
Yeah, my brother wants to have a rock band.
Okay.
So he played bass, I played lead. One of my friends, Rohan Karuratna, he did the vocals. So we are playing three-piece band. So after that, my brother had to leave the country, and Rohan also got a job. So I had to find another musician. So I met Kamal Pereira, lead guitar, and Bubu on drums, and I played lead, and Keithy Fernando on vocals. Keithy Fernando.
It's fabulous because bands like yours is the one that has actually set the pace for a fair amount of rock bands in Sri Lanka today. All these individuals who are actually in rock bands, not necessarily rock, but metal, hard rock, different genres.
Sure.
I think you guys are the ones who sort of set that stage and to basically blow out like this. But even at that time, Thilak, when you started a rock band in the early 70s, obviously pop was really big in Colombo and in Sri Lanka all over, right? So how was the response with the audience with starting a rock band at that time in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to play, but we organized a concert in 1st of May, unfortunately, and then we played few songs, Deep Purple and covers, most of the covers, and then we try to continue concerts like Excursion 1, 2, 3, 4, like that we went on.
So Thilak, now basically, I think Dananja, you can just jump in over here. I believe that you guys are looking at kickstarting your debut album, was something that has been sort of put on the back burner for the last almost 40 years. Why wait for such a long time to come up with a debut album?
Yeah, I have to get the correct people, He is the correct man.
So, yeah, I think it was around 2 years ago when Thilak called me and he said, "Hey Dan, I'm putting together Rattlesnake, and I want to know if you can sing for us." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And then we jammed. We jammed with I think it's just me and Thilak from the start of that 2-year incursion, and we had a revolving door of guitar players, drummers, keyboard players, and every practice I'd see someone new, and it was just like I don't know if you've seen that movie Spinal Tap, and then we'd get questions like, "What happened to your previous drummer?" And then I don't know, he internally combusted or something like that, because I never saw him after that practice, and that's just a joke. But then to answer your question, the album, and that's what I kind of wanted to bring into Rattlesnake. And I spoke to Thilak and I said, "Look, we can go out and we can gig. We can play 5 shows a month if we need to. But it's not about making that engine work." I think someone like Thilak, maybe not as much me, because I haven't played as many concerts as someone who's been around in the industry for so long. But I think that part of Rattlesnake, it's been said over and over again. Everyone knows as soon as Thilak Dias is on stage with Rattlesnake, that place is just gonna explode. Everyone knows that. But I think in terms of a statement and in terms of a amalgamation of history and to put it into context, I think we are on our last legs. Not for any reason. I don't think the world's going to end tomorrow or any of us are going to go away. But I think given the time that we have to do what we want to do artistically, I think the album is the baby. The album is the reward and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, so to speak. And I think that will be the statement. That will be saying, you know what, yes, we took this long, but this is what we have to show for it. And some of the songs that we've been doing 40 years old. I think the song that we played a month in January at an open air concert in Sudarshi, called "I Wanna Rock You," and those lyrics and those raga melodies. Now, they've been written before I was born. Like, I would have been, I don't know, a testicle in my dad's underwear when Thilak wrote that. I would have been in my dad's testicles, is what I'm saying. So I wasn't even born when those things were written. But my thing is to say that it took a few generations to get here. I think it only adds to the legacy of Rattlesnake, the legacy of Thilak Dias, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. So yeah, I think that does that answer your question about?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you just waited till, like you said, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is that debut album which you guys are actually working on.
So let's deep dive a little bit to the album itself. I'm very interested to know what kind of music would you all be creating? I know there'll be a number of songs, but what usually would be the tone for the album?
rock.
Yeah, rock music.
Yes, but more, is it more going to be, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be ballads, what sort of?
Yeah, mostly classic rock, classic type,
Classic progressive rock. So we I mean, even though we're decades apart in terms of actual age, all of us in the band listen to similar types of music, which is progressive rock, which is, bands like Rush, Dream Theater, more Dream Theater for me, more Rush for Thilak, Deep Purple. And to answer the question, what kind of music? So the song "I Want to Rock You," which I think will be our single because it's a song that we played the most, jammed the most. It's got ragas in it, so it's got an Indian raga, and it's got this section where everything breaks down, and then it's just Thilak on the bass guitar, and there's a vocal line, and I think, and it goes, Nadima, and then and then that is going to be accompanied by strings and all that stuff. So it's going to be different, but it's not going to be boxed in. But if you would give it a genre, it would be classic rock, classic progressive rock. Bands like Toto, bands like Rush, bands like King Diamond. Maybe not King Diamond. It's a bit too heavy. But, that classic era where you're going from the 70s to the 80s, and that ballad journey storytelling kind of conceptual artwork, musically, of course.
And we mix it raga and acoustic guitars, bass guitar, and that kind of change.
So Thilak, just before we let you go, I mean, looking back on the 40 plus years of Rattlesnake being in Sri Lanka, and of course the legacy of Rattlesnake in Sri Lanka, how would you describe the influence that Rattlesnake has had on the Sri Lankan rock music in general?
Yeah, we had quite a lot of crowd, rock crowd, pop crowd, they are they come to see us, rock people, rock fans, and pop fans. Because I used to play with the pop band, so a lot of pop musicians with me,
So we had a concert in January, and that was the initiation for this lineup, which is me, Thilak, UV, who's not here today, and the reception that we got in terms of demographic was very wide. I mean, I'm used to playing rock shows and metal shows where it's just like stinky, sweaty guys wearing black and ear piercings. And that's just crowd we usually get. But with this, we got a variety of we got people coming in who were Thilak's age, who knew Thilak from 1970s, 90s, 80s, and then we had the crowd that I knew, and we had people we've never met before. We had this guy who's into hip hop, and we talked to him after the concert, and I was like, "Why did you come?" I don't know. We heard about this, and so we came. So I think in terms of demographics, I mean, if we could live for another 100 years, I think we'd answer that question differently. But I think until now, I think it's growing, and I think the people who appreciate Rattlesnake back then are still the same. But I think when someone new hears it, they will listen to it with different ears, and then they will have a new outlook on the music and a new view and appreciation for the art.
So Dananja, when do you plan? When's the next concert? As far as Rattlesnake is concerned, when is it? What the concert that you guys are putting together, and when do you approximately sort of earmark the release of your debut album?
You go for it. So 28th of June, back at Sudarshi, but not the outer, but the Indo
The arena.
arena, Indo concert, not outdoor concert. And I'm super excited about it, especially the acoustic concert, because I don't think there's gonna be another time, given the level of skill in the band and musicianship. And I don't mean this in a boastful way, but I'm just gonna say it. I don't think there's gonna be another concert like this, because we want to represent what we think rock music is in an acoustic context, not just play what we play on an electric guitar, on an acoustic guitar, not like that. But how would we represent a piece of art that is done to audibly sound heavy, but then how do we portray it in a different context? I mean, you could think about it like, today, the most predominant instrument is the guitar. And you can make the guitar sing, cry, scream, yell, shout, get angry, get sad. You can make it do anything you want. But if you take it back, I don't know, a few hundred years, I think that instrument would have been something like the violin. And the violin was probably the guitar of yesteryear, because you could carry it anywhere, you could play it anywhere. And if you listen to most musicians that have been done on violin, players like I don't know who does Summer. Is it Vivaldi? No, not Vivaldi. Yeah, Vivaldi. Vivaldi, right? Summer, the seasons. Yeah, Vivaldi. Yeah, Tchaikovsky does Bumblebee. So anyway, my thing is 28th of June, you're going to treat yourself if you come, because it's going to be something you've never heard. And there's going to be some instruments there which are not just going to be bass, guitar, drums. So we have this Arabic instrument that we're going to play called the oud, which is about 3,000 years old. Not the actual instrument that we're going to play. That's not 3,000 years old. That was made like a few years ago. But the actual concept of the instrument is 3,000 years old. And we have a string section that we're going to bring in, close friends of ours, because the place that we're going to do it is called Sudarshi, which is an altered cultural center right in front of BMICH. And we know these guys are just no compromise when it comes to integrity. So those are the kind of people we want to work with. I mean, so yeah. 28th
great.
of June.
I mean, that's going to be a headlining, because at the end of the day, you guys, like I said, Rattlesnake is a name that almost every Sri Lankan out there who's been a part of the music industry knows very well. And, individuals today, obviously, who have kids following other musicians, are individuals who actually grew up knowing about Rattlesnake, knowing that there was a band called Rattlesnake that was still around. And we're glad to hear that the guys are still around, and basically looking forward for your concert. So, Thilak, Dananja, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. And we want to basically wish you guys all the very best for the concert, and all the very best for the debut album that is coming up very soon.
Yeah, we hope to see you guys at the concert, and thank you very much. And it's been a pleasure and an honor. And I mean, legends work both ways. So I think I mentioned that in the emails as well. So
Thank you so much for being a part of the show, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you so
All right,
much for
ciao.
having us.
There you go, Rattlesnake right here on Good Night Sri Lanka. Guys, obviously the band has been around for a very, very long time.
71.
Okay, so let's play a quick game. Let's play a quick game, right? Let's play a quick game about the bands of
Okay.
the era that we grew up with.
My goodness.
Right? Let's just talk about whatever the bands that actually come up. I mean, I've got no idea about the bands in Sri Lanka today, right? But clearly the bands that we obviously grew up with then. Okay, so Rattlesnake was one.
Definitely.
Right.
Obviously, what we just discussed before the show.
Cardinals Outburst. Cardinals
Outburst.
Cancer was another band.
Yes.
Cancer was another rock band at that point.
It's true, it's really-
Then
You said Friends.
Friends.
You said
Yeah,
Friends.
Purple Rain.
My goodness.
Purple Rain. Purple Rain.
If I close my eyes, I can see them performing on
Yeah,
stage.
Jeffrey Fernando. Purple
Yes.
Rain. Mirage.
Mirage.
Manilal.
Manilal.
And Mirage.
Yes.
Then we had.
older.
mentioned Friends.
Those are like the really old ones. And of course, we had the Misties and the.
They're too new.
They're the newer lot.
They're too new.
But the
they're too
older
new.
ones.
The
I
older
can't
ones.
think of
We're
anything.
looking at that era. Sohan and the Experiments.
Is it that era though?
Yeah.
A little newer, no?
Yeah, no. Sohan was part.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sohan was
okay.
part of that.
So on the Experiments.
And Judy obviously was the female vocalist.
The lady
of
with
Sohan.
the heavy hair. She had like a Tina Turner moment, right? Yeah.
So
But,
come on, Andy.
Darren Subi, all that was there.
Darren,
right?
Darren Subi,
Yeah.
Darren. The other the bands of those that era. Funny, really.
But we have told about 10 already, and we figured as well.
Steve De Silva, you remember Steve De Silva?
Steve De Silva.
Steve De Silva was a phenomenal entertainer.
Right.
Steve was Desmond's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Steve was Desmond's son.
I would have never guessed that one.
And yeah, Steve was another amazing musician. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. But yeah, Steve De Silva.
My goodness.
What are the other? Come on, the other names that we obviously grew up listening to the bands.
Hamad is laughing, giggling there behind.
You old codgers.
I don't know anything.
Right? But this is the type of bands that we grew up listening to.
Yeah, and they all had the same haircut, which we were just showing them a little while ago.
Yeah.
All of them were wearing lots of sequins.
Yeah.
Ladies had to have the sequins on, that has the shimmy
Right.
moments, and then that haircut, where the guys had that long hair behind and the little, I don't know what you call that, like a mullet but a longer version. It's not called a perm, Hamad. It's not called a perm. Okay, right, okay, it's not called a perm.
And the best thing about, the best thing about the bands in the 80s and the 90s is the fact that all had to wear the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not right. All are wearing that little, like a bell bottomy looking pant, and then that coat.
The coat, the sequence coat.
You have to have more sequins, the better.
Exactly. You have to look like 5 Christmas trees on stage. Only thing missing are the lights.
No, the lights are sequins. So yeah, those are, wow, my goodness.
Great. It was,
I know.
These are the bands that we actually grew up listening to. And if you remember any of those bands back in the 80s and the 90s, please do drop us a message, and let's see how we can actually bring back those nostalgic memories.
Hamad is still trying to show me a perm.
Right,
Hamad is
okay.
like, perm, Andy, perm. I got a perm.
All right, it's time for us.
Oh my
It's game night.
Gosh.
It's between.
I have to win today.
Why?
Okay, because I came for a very emotional week.
Yeah, so?
So that's it. I gotta
What
win.
do you mean you
I
have
have to
to?
win. I have to win. You gotta let me win.
Please? What the hell? What do you mean? What
Why?
kind of nonsense is this?
What nonsense?
No, what is
Just
okay?
let me-
Why?
Oh,
there were
okay,
6
6 questions.
Yeah,
We know.
Okay, you have
let's see.
15 seconds to choose.
Oh my gosh.
Right, okay. What's
Alright,
the
let's
first
see.
question?
Okay, let's see.
D.
Oh my God, it is D. The first person to say it. D. I mean, that I knew it.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I was trying to. You know what? I'm not a fast reader. I'm a slow reader.
But I thought you were a bookworm.
So Who
So
reads
what
fast?
you read the same word over and over
No,
again?
no,
is
I
it?
was reading. Okay, fine. Next question. I want to win this. Okay, what is it? What?
Which team did Lewis Hamilton join for Formula 1 2025 Ferrari?
Oh, what is it?
Ooh.
The ATM I didn't get.
Andy.
What?
Andy.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Which year was HSBC Bank first established in Sri Lanka? 1892.
Oh my goodness gracious me! I'm going to be clean bold in that.
1892. It's there. It's there.
I was trying to count back 160 years.
ESTD 1892. It's there.
No, I was trying to count back 160 years because I knew it was 160 years. I like my bank. Don't sack me.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
No,
It's there.
Mama, I'm like, wait. Okay, tell me. But if you all want to know when Ladies College was founded, it was answer A, 1900.
Yeah,
1900.
that was not the question.
But I'm just saying, if you all want to know.
And there is no correlation between Ladies College and HSBC.
Here? This is the correlation. Hello. This is the correlation. Okay, next.
Next question. What country is said to have the best quality tap
C.
water? Switzerland.
Is it?
It's
Wow.
Switzerland.
How would I know?
It's Switzerland.
Mama, him born name.
Best chocolates in the world,
Okay, eka hari.
right? The finest watches in the world,
And that I didn't know.
right?
And water,
the
apparently.
cleanest water in the
Oh.
world because of the melting ice caps.
Oh. I knew like maybe one of those things. Okay, cool. Anisha, I want to win this. Are you
Hey, what's
stop
the
it,
score,
Hamad?
right? What's the score now?
3-1.
3-1.
2-1.
3-1. Oh, you have two chances to make it.
Stop it.
What do you want me to do?
Don't answer.
That's a hell of a joke.
Let me win this.
Okay, you answer then.
Okay, let's see. Ayyo.
After you answer, I'll answer.
Alright, okay, let's see. Alright,
can't
Hamad.
change, huh?
Go like a teacher.
What is the name of the traditional Argentinian dance?
But I'm supposed to know this. No, thank you very much.
It's called pata pata.
Argentinian dance? Eh? I don't know. I'm not a dancer.
I'll go with A.
It's A. Thank you, Kushan.
Thank you, Kushan, for the tango.
For the tango? I don't know.
Tango, Kushan.
Hey, Yone. That was really khana.
Okay.
Okay, last one. Okay.
When is international? Oh, this.
You knew this? You know
Yes,
this?
yes. It was just a couple of days ago. April 29th. It was just a couple of days ago. April 29th.
Didn't I go to watch that concert or something like that?
the reason I got.
Why
this,
would you remember
No,
this?
because I saw this on social media.
Okay.
There are a fair amount of individuals.
But again, didn't we go for some event in April 29th or something?
April 29th was
Because
just
I guess
before
yesterday, no.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, no. I was busy.
Yeah,
I
right.
did nothing. Okay. Ayyo, now I have to sing some dance thing.
Tell us your favorite character from a TV show and say a couple of
I
lines
can't.
imitating them.
Oh, Joey, how are you doing?
Oh.
Done. Finished. That was the easy one.
You got to redo that. You got to redo that. You got to make it. You got to make it a bit more. You got to make it a bit more.
What?
You got to make it a bit more. Sultry.
Sultry, no.
Bit more.
I have to give the look
sexy.
also, no?
Yeah, you
So
the
it's
look.
Joy, it's Joy. So I'll be like,
Sexy,
okay, I'll be like,
sultry. And you got to slur on those words.
I told you, no, I don't do sexy kiala. Why don't you all understand these things? Okay,
I only do tango.
I only do the tango. Whatever.
Yeah.
Argentinian tango. I don't know, I just made that up. Okay, all right. Okay, so Avijay, all right. How are you doing?
Oh.
That's the best you're going to get out of me anyway. I don't mind losing this one. This is a good one. HSBC, I love you. My God.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not done, Andy. That's not done.
That's not done.
All right, time for us to get out of here, guys. Just before we go, how many followers do we have? I think before we actually went on this long hiatus of ours, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were at 1974. We are at 2,197 followers.
Oh
Thank
my
you very
goodness
much.
gracious me.
Thank you so much, guys.
I don't know, guys. What's happening?
Continuing to follow us. Much
know.
appreciated.
We
much
love you just
appreciated.
as much.
We really do.
We do,
really
we do.
And honestly,
We
the
do.
last couple of days we were not on the show. We missed the show a lot. And but
It was
now,
one of those few weeks that we had. It was a
Yeah,
bit-
because I mean, all of us
Yeah.
really needed to actually take that week off. A couple
and
of
with
days
that
off.
came other things.
The
and
other
then,
things
you
and
know.
fell sick and
Yeah, yeah.
other obligations and
Yeah.
whatnot. A car battery died
Yeah,
and so
that
many.
is the
other
today
things.
no, hot
yeah,
news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hot. Anyway, we're done with the show for today. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Please do follow us. This is basically our YouTube channel. It's GNSL on PodHub. It's on YouTube. It's where you get the entire show is on that channel. GNSL on PodHub. Our Instagram page, of course, where everyone knows this one.
Yeah.
GNSL on PodHub is also our Instagram page. And we don't have a Facebook page. We haven't got around to open it. Oh, we have a PodHub Facebook page.
Just follow us with you will see the course.
That's Mothership. Mothership's Facebook page. And what else do we have? Do we have a LinkedIn? Do we have a LinkedIn account?
We will have a TikTok soon.
We have a TikTok account. We have a TikTok account. We have a TikTok account.
Which we will come on screen eventually.
Yeah, we don't
Next
know.
time.
We don't know the handle of the TikTok account.
It's very new. It's very new.
Yeah,
It's very new.
We don't have LinkedIn. Do we have LinkedIn?
We don't have LinkedIn.
We don't have LinkedIn.
No.
We don't have LinkedIn. No. Do we have a bank account?
I think we do.
We have a bank account? We have a bank account. Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
thanks guys for being a part of the show. We shall catch up with you once again next week, and we will ensure the fact that Christian brings his fat ass into the studio, and all three of us are going to be back on the show next week with Good Night Sri Lanka. Have yourself a good one, and good night Sri Lanka. Take care and have a great week.